Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. Your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use, like an answer to the question, why are we hovering around the 790 mark for patrons? I don't know. We've been here in this stall of sorts. I'm not saying that my video is like a stall, like a bathroom stall. Don't flush me, please. This is being streamed live on YouTube, by the way. Streamed is what I almost said. That's not a word, though. So what do I got to do? What more do I have to do to find 10 other supporters so we can hit 800? And what I'm likely going to do, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to get drunk and record a What's on My iPad video. And it'll be drunk and iPad-y. That's pretty much all I can guarantee. That video I'm going to do and give to patrons. But I think I want to do it and give it to the patrons at the 800 mark. There's just got to be 10 others out there. I refuse to believe that I'm worth less than a cup of coffee once a month. I'd like to believe I am worth at least that. At least, you know, if you're watching this video, I appreciate it. Thanks for remembering to like, share, comment, subscribe, watch more of our videos if you like the videos that we're doing here, like this one. So speaking of, there's been an issue, and you may have run into it with our channel or other channels with YouTube. You'll go to a page in the YouTube app, and it'll say you have to be connected to Wi-Fi in order to watch it. This has happened even to Diana, too, I believe. Yeah. You have to be connected to Wi-Fi. So if you get that error, see, there's a little tip. I'm throwing a little tip in there for you. You get that error, then what you got to do is open up Safari or even Google Chrome on your phone or your iPad. Sorry, I believe this may even be just an iPhone YouTube app issue. Don't use the YouTube app. Use Safari or Chrome. And then that error may not show up. Just FYI. That's if that happens. Okay. So if you get it, you can only watch this on Wi-Fi. Try that. Try using mobile Safari or Chrome. It's a very slow news day today, by the way. These are the days where it's kind of difficult to do TLDR, so I'm very grateful that we do have 790 people who have said that I am worth more than a cup of coffee to them once a month. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to put context to it. Ooh, look at that. Google Maps update for iOS. Very, very nice. Looks like just a simple bug fix. Also an update to Hulu Plus. If you want to try Hulu Plus, I've got that code that still works. huluplus.com/Chris. It's a 2-week free trial. Might as well try it. Wouldn't cost you anything. And then, of course, you can remain a Hulu Plus member for life. And if you're looking for a way to earn free points for Hulu Plus, really, I talk about how you can earn okay, you got to pay for an internet connection, or someone in your house does, right? So I always look at things like not so much a cost, like how much is this going to cost me, is like how much am I getting back, or what can I do to actually not lose money at something. I mean, even in getting this information from me or drunk, what's on my iPad videos potentially. I use if I want to earn gift cards for iTunes or Amazon, Hulu Plus. Look at that. Wait, can you see that very well? I may have to like tweak the brightness just a bit. There you go. Now I think you can see that. Hulu Plus, Skype credits, Facebook credits, and wireless carrier credits. You can earn free membership, basically. So they're paying the bill, and all they're asking you to do is download sponsored apps through this. This is go.tagjag.com/free apps. I redeem a code every day, because you can redeem one every day. And so this is how I earn things on Amazon, iTunes, and keep all our subscriptions up and running without really spending money. It's free. So earn something. It's really easy to do. Use my link. You get more points. I get more points. Go.tagjag.com/free apps. I should probably do a separate video on that too, because I know a lot of people just want to know. And that's not cheating the system. They're paying for this stuff. They're just asking that you do some things to earn something. And hey, you're going to be online anyway. You might as well earn free stuff. So I use this as well as the go.tagjag.com/free points. I usually earn free apps through the other one, though. Oh, speaking of free apps, it's not free, but it's a good one. Monument Valley is now available for Android. Beautiful game. Beautiful game. If you were jealous of iOS users because they had Monument Valley, be jealous no more. You can now get it for Android. One of the better games I've seen on the mobile platform in ages. After highlighting this una bobine, that's not how you say it. Apparently it's French. Un bobine, bon, un bonbon. How does that sound in French? Un bonbon, un bonbon, bonbon. Apparently, bonbon in French means coil. So this is a bonbon. Bonbon? This is a neat little thing that I showed off yesterday, and people seem to like it. So after doing TLDR yesterday, I blogged about it, where you can get this. They have one, obviously, for there's the lightning connector. This is MFI certified as well. You can get it for your phone or an Android device, your iPhone, anything that's got the lightning adapter, iPhone. And they also have a micro USB one, so it's good for a lot of Android device users out there. I linked both of them in a blog post. So if you want to get one, if you get it through my link, I get the credit as well. So it's nice. You know, if you that's the thing, you know, we're trying something different and something new, and I'm still looking for feedback. And not a lot of people have been giving feedback. It's not been good or bad necessarily, but on LockerGnome.com, we've been, you know, experimenting with the idea of themes every week. And so you have to pardon, I'm currently tethered to an external battery pack. I ran out of juice. Even though I'm very grateful that my wife Diana brought some water so that I could stay not parched. What's the opposite of parched? Waterlogged? I don't know what it is. So we're going with different themes every week, finding really cool things. Like this is something like it's fluorescent acrylic paint. You can paint whatever you want. It becomes glow in the dark, essentially. We also have the tutorial on how you can make your own Tron-esque suit. I never had anything other than a Flynn Tron action figure, but I love Tron because it's a glowy movie. Both of them, Tron and Tron Legacy. I never had the original figures, and I've been watching them on eBay. I may get a set of original Tron figures. I'm a fan of figures, you know that. So this week is just kind of a glowing theme. Look at that. There's a glowy tie, and this is a little another USB device. You can plug in USB device, and it spins around, and it's like using the optical illusion persistence of vision, and you can write messages in this USB cable cord thing. So it's a lot like the Un Bobin. It's my best French. Not trying to offend any French people out there. But I've been looking for feedback on that, because what we're doing is we're finding pretty cool things every single day that you may not know existed that you probably want, right? And if you get anything on Amazon, if you use our link, we get the credit. There are a lot of people who ask for that. But given that you do watch TLDR on a regular basis, I do appreciate that support. And it doesn't cost you anything more than you were going to spend on the products. It doesn't cost me anything, and we both benefit, really. So check out LockerGnome.com if you haven't already. I love retweeting people who tweet LockerGnome articles that they like. They're the posts or the interesting geeky things that we find for them. So if you this is the thing, you guys, some people say, Chris, why don't you tweet me or retweet me? I'm like, well, I reply to people all the time, and I retweet those types of things because it lets me know what you guys like. We had a lot of people, for example, are the lightsaber chopsticks. I have a pair. I have a pair of I can't reach them from where I'm at right now, though. And pregnant wife, do not get up. Keep eating through that bowl of why did I almost say microphone? Watermelon. It's nothing like a microphone. All right, let me turn off this screen behind me here. I can't show. I already showed it in this video, but it's a product or a video actually we featured on LockerGnome.com today, and it was in big yellow letters that people probably saw that I just now noticed. Boy, we post some funny stuff there. Boy, I just love that stuff. No Wi-Fi. Oh, no. Oh, wait, what? Huh? YouTube video. Oh, Alberto Martinez Rodriguez. He says, I'm jealous of who, and he's watching live. Thank you. He's a patron. Whoever's allowed to watch YouTube videos on a 3G LTE network, he's jealous of this person. In Spain, data limits are outrageous. You know, up until recently, it was just as much of a challenge for us. But I try not to think about data anymore. I want to live my life. I don't want to be, tethered to the idea that I have to be restricted. I don't like that feeling. And I think we as human beings, we kind of restrict ourselves knowing that there are implications. And I try to put myself in my life in a position where I just don't have to stress out about that stuff. There are far more important things to stress out about. Like, why the hell did I almost say microphone instead of watermelon? Bizarre. All right, so what is in the news other than Glow Week on LockerGnome.com and free stuff that you can get? Google is now allowing anybody to buy Google Glass if you want. We had mentioned an article that had an initial teardown of the value of the parts right around $47. That's been revised. It's now been about estimated to be about $150 for parts or for Google Glass. But if you have $1,500 to spend and you want Google Glass, you can get it now indefinitely. It is yours. Wicket, you're not going to be able to jump up into mommy's lap. She's got another body on her lap that you can't really see. He's oh, the joys of doing your live streams from a home workshop. So yeah, if you want Google Glass, you don't need to be invited anymore. I don't know if a lot of people are really going to buy it now. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna, careful, baby. You shouldn't lift him. He's over 10 pounds. The doctor says don't lift anything that's over 10 pounds. I'm multitasking over here. Reading the news, talking to people, making sure you're not trying to sabotage everything over there, keeping Wicket in line. So if you want Google Glass, that's the news. You have a chance. I don't have Google Glass. I don't know if I'm going to get Google Glass. It's an interesting idea. It's a great idea. I would only want it if only for the video. That's really all I care about. The video on the glasses. I think that's a great idea. I like that idea. I would like to have that. Just the video on the glasses, so that way I can walk around and record things around the home without being tethered to my gigantic vlog camera. Because I don't want the first thing that the baby Pirillo sees, this camera lens, right, in their face. I want them to see my face instead of that. It's crazy. I think it's crazy. I never had. This is the lens that's sitting over. I can't reach it right now, but you know the lens. It's got a circumference. It's about that big. It's a big fat lens. Honey, don't get up. Don't get up. Okay, get up. And then while you're up, give me the lightsaber chopsticks. Thank you. See, there's the vlog camera lens. It's a modification, guys. It's a hack. It's an elegant hack that I used for the vlog camera. Thank you, honey. These are the lightsaber chopsticks that everyone was going gaga about. Oh, really? Except for Lady Gaga. You know what? This kills me. Lady Gaga tweets an @ sign. That's it. An @ sign. And she gets 5,000 retweets, 9,000 favorites. That's it. Hang on. I'm going over to Twitter right now. Give me a second. I am going to tweet an @ sign. Give me a second. And then I'm going to see. I'm going to see just how well it works for me. Oh man, God bless America. I don't want to. I guess I can't do it on. All right, hang on. I'm going to do it on this one. Sometimes I hate having to log in and re-log in over and over and over again from 30,000 different machines. I wish they would just solve that problem. Here we go. Okay, I'm tweeting an @ sign. Okay, I've officially tweeted an @ sign. Done. Done and done. We will see if I can rival Lady Gaga in her tweeting and retweeting. So now the people watching live will get it. Or the people not watching live, if they watch this video after it's live, they'll go, oh, that's why he typed an @ sign. We thought he screwed up. See, if you want people to comment on something that you've done, don't do it the right way. Screw it up. Seriously, I get more comments if I make a typo than I do if I'm just like straight up with something. You know what it is. These are the things I babble about when we have a slow news day. Firefox. Oh, wait. No, hang on. I'll get to Firefox. No, I'll just talk about Firefox now. Firefox has been a holdout in terms of enabling DRM within the browser, the idea of a free and open web. But they're basically not backtracking. I think they're begrudgingly moving forward and enabling Adobe to implement DRM strategies in Firefox. It's a pretty big deal. And the reason why, and I believe them, they suggest that their value in terms of use in the marketplace is going to slip away because they don't support the ability for you to, say, watch Netflix videos within the browser. Not like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, or any other alternative like Safari if you're on OS X. So they're trying to stay competitive, and they just know, they see the stats. A lot of people use Netflix. They watch videos using Netflix. We have Netflix. Netflix drives a lot of traffic across the internet. Netflix is a juggernaut. It's the one to beat. So they just see it as a, potentially losing out. Because, you're on, let's say I'm on OS X. I use Google Chrome. If Google Chrome didn't do something that Firefox did, I just start using Firefox. Well, you use another browser more and more and more, that quickly becomes something that's familiar. It's good enough. And then you sweep the other browser to the side. And it's easy to switch browsers anymore. Super easy. So Firefox just does not want to see itself marginalized. And a lot of people they're upset at it, at Firefox's decision. Or I guess Mozilla Foundation's decision to do this with Firefox. But I don't know if they had much of a choice. People, I mean, the greater community would just slip away, and that'd be really tough to see. I mean, Firefox has got a pretty good user base out there, and if they can't get the market to change, if you can't beat them, you got to join them. I mean, imagine if, you saw browser stats come out and saw that Chrome was stomping everything. You'd wonder, well, why does Firefox suck? Or why does Internet Explorer suck? Or why do they have fewer numbers? A lot of people would look at it and make false assumptions. And a lot of people do that anyway. They see a number and they assume that, oh, well, this is the way it is for me. This is the truth, right? It's a number, it's the truth. Well, remember, truth is relative. It's a number, it's a fact. But you may not know what factored in to those facts. You look at it and say, wow, Firefox is slipping, it must be sucking. It's just how people think. Oh, it's not number one, it must suck. Or it's not number one for a reason. It's not always the case. Your value, and we talked about this, I went on a tear the other day, your value in something is really your own value. If you value Firefox, why do you care if millions of other people value it as well? Other than with developer support. And this is an argument that Windows users might use, or Windows 8 users, or fans, I should say, or even Windows Phone fans might use. I mean, why do you care if there are a billion other users of your platform? Well, because of developer support in that respect. So it would kind of be in the same way with Firefox. So they're taking their own approach to how they're going to implement this ability to enable DRM strategies within Firefox, if only because they don't want to lose their user base. They don't want it to dwindle. I think it was a wise political move. It could hurt them in the short run, especially from the strong advocates who feel like they've already been marginalized. I don't think you're going to change the media industry in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a fan of DRM. A lot of the videos that I do, are usually out there. If I put anything, like I've got the videos that I make for patrons is exclusive. Some of them go password protected on another website, not YouTube. The unlisted videos that I do on YouTube for patrons, the What Would You Do videos, those are unlisted. So if you got a hold of the URL, you'd be able to watch them. That's really no secret, right? Well, at least you're watching it. I'd rather have something that's worth stealing than have something that nobody cares about. And that's how I look at it. So DRM to me, I think is... I call it a necessary evil right now, but I do long for the day that DRM doesn't exist. I long for the day that passwords don't need to exist. It'll happen at some point in the future. The idea that I'd be able to use my fingerprint as an authenticator or something, a dual factor authentication, my voice print, thumbprint, eye print, or, all these, face print, combine all those things together. And, if I do this, hello, and then all of a sudden it unlocks because it knows my voice and it registers my face and all that stuff. That's easy, right? And I don't have to worry about a password, right? Or shouldn't have to as much. Because even complex passwords aren't secure. And it's just a matter of time before a lot of that's going to change. And I think the world's going to go through a lot more pain before it does change. But DRM, I think, has overstayed its welcome, especially from users. People are willing to pay for Netflix if they can get Netflix. I'm willing to pay for Netflix. And, because we use it. Not on a daily basis. Diana, you haven't really watched any documentaries on there, have you? Well, I know when we have a kid, we'll be watching a lot more of those types of videos on demand. We'll just tell the kid that we have no ability to watch the shows that are on disc. Or we'll say, sorry, the VCR is broken. Yeah. They won't know what a VCR is. Half the technology I grew up with doesn't exist anymore. Or at least the way we use it anymore these days. I haven't heard a busy signal in God knows how long. Remember call waiting? That doesn't exist either. Let me go ahead and run through the list of patrons to give them credit. At that level, I pray tomorrow's number will be 800. You have a possibility of changing that. You have the power. Much like He-Man. You are a He-Man or a She-Ra in my eyes. Other bits of news. Autodesk, they're famous for all their CAD software. They're moving to make their own 3D printer. It's going to be coming out at some point this year. $5,000, not exactly for the hobbyist, but still, Autodesk. They're a name that's very well known within this industry. But I don't know if that's really what's interesting about the announcement that came out today. They're also going to be releasing free software called Spark to make it easier for you to better design things that could be 3D printed. Of course, it would work with their printer, but they're designing it such that anybody who has a 3D printer could use their software for free. And I think that's a great idea, because there's so many 3D design programs out there for 3D printers, and sometimes these 3D printer manufacturers create their own proprietary software, and it sucks or it doesn't work very well. Autodesk is trying to, I almost said AutoCAD. Autodesk is trying to correct that problem by creating Spark. And so I think it's fascinating. I'd be very interested. This is Autodesk's first move into the hardware forum to see how well they implement the hardware. I've never been a fan of CAD software. I find it a lot of it unusable from a regular user's perspective. I'd be interested in Jerry's take, also known as Barnacle Nerdgasm, to see what he thinks about this. I can't see it as anything but a good move. Letting the software be free for anybody, free software for anybody who wanted to use it to design. I think what they're going to do is make it such that when you see it on the screen, that's pretty much what gets printed out. So there's a very little discrepancy between the printer and the object that you're designing in 3D. Because, of course, at this point, there's a bit of discrepancy between the two. Probably the most interesting bit of news came out yesterday. And a few people sent me this link, so I don't have anybody to necessarily give credit to. But the first person to send it to me was Oscar Roque. George R.R. Martin, a.k.a. the guy who writes the Game of Thrones books, is using a word processor. This is not really a shock. In DOS. He's still using WordStar 4.x. He uses DOS to write these books. But I think it's a great move. And even he's a little older. He reminds me a lot of classic PC users who are afraid of letting go of the past. But I think his reason is solid. He's got a work machine, right? His computer where he uses WordStar to bang out the stuff. But he says it's simple, it's straightforward, and nothing fancy. None of this, things that he doesn't need. He just wants to write. He just wants to type. And more importantly, he uses a separate machine for the internet, so he never has to worry about getting a virus. He never has to worry about any of that. And I think that's a smart way of going. So he never has to be concerned with something going wrong with that machine, other than just being too old or at some point not being able to run DOS. However, he's running DOS, and it could very well be in a virtual machine, which is a safer way of running it. But yeah, he uses a word processor in DOS. He mentioned this on the Conan O'Brien show. You can watch the video clip. I've got that link as well as links for the other things in this video's description. Your name could be there, and yes, Patreon takes PayPal. Head over to chrispirillo.com to be redirected. Have people seen the @ sign? Let's see how I'm doing with that. Have people been retweeting? And no, nothing. No. Oh, look at that! Look at that! 19 retweets and 16 favorites. Yay. I'm on my way to beating Lady Gaga. See, that's all you gotta do. If you want attention on Twitter, just make a typo. And I've 19 favorites later. Of course, those 19 people may be watching this video live, so they kind of know what's going on. So I have blogged. Again, I blog. I'm blogging in my pants. No, actually, I'm not right now. But I do usually blog in my pants. chris.pirillo.com, answering your questions every single day of the week over there. Over the past day, I've answered the question, do you run a live stream? Yes, I do. Hey there. Hi. This is a live stream being live broadcast onto YouTube, very easy in HD beauty. I used to run a live stream on live.pirillo.com, but I didn't have much time to babysit it anymore, and quite honestly, it was more of a drain on time, resources, and patience than it was a help to anybody. I also answered, have you met anybody famous? Where would you freeze time? Do you have financial advice? And do you waste time at your desk? So I answered 5 questions as asked by you. If you want me to do something for you, that's it. Really, that's how people ask me questions, I answer. It's how it works. You don't need to be a patron. You just need to ask a question. My email address, chris@pirillo.com. We also have a special email address just for patrons, so that they get priority attention from me and the small team that I am trying to build around me. By the way, a lot of people enjoyed the Simpsons minifigures video that we did. This is not the Simpsons minifigure. This is very obviously the Luke Skywalker minifigure that came as the bonus to the new Lego visual guide or dictionary that was just released. People like that video, but my question is what's the next type of video that I should do? I mean, it's kind of an open-ended story, or the idea. But what other things should I be recording in video for you in that way? You got to let me know, and I'll take it under heavy consideration. Recording a gadget's probably not a great idea because that becomes kind of worthless after time. I'm looking for more evergreen stuff. Videos that are going to be just as valuable 10 years from now as they were the day that we produced them. So I'm looking down the direction of doing more of those types of videos, and you're really kind of building out the production team around me, and I think it's possible to do with your support. Speaking of support, today's patron-only video is what would you do on a perfect day? And I gotta tell you, it probably wouldn't be too far from what I'm doing on a day like this. I enjoy talking to you guys, even when there's not much to talk about. Go ahead. I dare you to find another news story today that wasn't a rumor, that hasn't been supported with actual evidence, that I could have talked about, because there wasn't a lot today. I also have further completed my figure collection for the pending Cantina shelf and pending Jabba's Creature shelf. This is Trento Duaba and Dice Ibugon from the Cantina. This is, okay, I'm not going to mention his name. You got to tell me who this guy is, where he was. Star Wars, that's your clue. And also this guy. I should have covered up the first name. Can you see him? Right there. Going on one of the shelves, one of those two shelves. I'm not going to tell you which one. And I'm also finally getting around to, now finally at the end of the video, I held off to the end of the video to unbox the Black Series Boba Fett. And the Black Series has been the most amazingly detailed series of figures I've ever used, certainly within the Star Wars universe and beyond. This was sent to me by DorkSideToys.com. DorkSideToys.com. I really appreciate their support. Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Where? All right. Pop him out. Now, the reason why these action figures are so wonderful is because of not just the level of detail, not just the sculpt, but really the points of articulation. Also POA. And wow. This is, I gotta tell you, to me, this is a thing of beauty. Oh, not just because Boba Fett is just a badass. All the Mandalorians are kind of badass. Let's go ahead and take out his rocket pack here. Put that on. Stick it in his back. Okay, all right, fits in there nice and tightly. Oh, you can't maneuver that. That's kind of disappointing. A little scope or sensor right there. We've got his cape. What would you call that? Really, it's kind of a pseudo cape there. Do I sound like a Boba Fett expert? No, because I'm not. So I will have fun posing Boba Fett around the house and having fun. He's coming to get you. This Boba Fett. Diana, every time I open one of these and put him in the bedroom because I have nowhere else to put him, she wonders, again? What's going on here? The house is being taken over by action figures. Well, at some point in the future, it'll be taken over by baby toys. Like, you know what? I find her hair things and her beauty things in all sorts of places. So, I don't understand why I can't have an action figure or two. Okay, we'll put that gun in the holster. And, wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that rifle. Look how amazingly detailed that. I'm not into guns. But that, if there's a sexy gun, it's on my forehead like a unibrow. All right, so I have now unboxed Boba Fett. Cannot wait to have some adventures with him. And I do believe in having adventures with action figures, real action. See, look at that. It's like he's ready to jump off the desk and like shoot off into the air. I'm pretending. Just like you pretended this was a good video. Thanks again for remembering to like, share, comment, subscribe. Watch even more of our videos right now if you can. Click the subscribed button on a YouTube page. And next to it, don't click it. If it's already subscribed, don't click it again, because that'll remove you. We don't like that. But we do like it if you're already subscribed. Click the gear icon next to it. And then that'll open up a little window that says, check here for updates. So you'll be sent email updates when we upload a new video. So you don't have to worry about chasing things down. It'll just be a quick email. If you don't want to watch it, you can delete the email. Not really a big deal. It is a big deal. I'd rather you watch the videos than not. But that's the easiest way to enable updates from us. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now. I've shown you everything I wanted to show you, said everything that I was able to really say today that was worth talking about in my mind. And so keep the news coming. Keep sending it off to me. Anything interesting you guys see, you guys are finding things that otherwise I'm not finding. Sometimes it's pretty common. I like finding really interesting bits of news that's not being covered elsewhere. Some days are easier than others. At this point, I am going to leave you to your own devices. We'll you later.